Hi guys, we are almost to the end of this course. The finish line is near. Can you see it? Hopefully you can. We just have one final module left in this course, which is Module 15, Dyslexia and Reading Disabilities. The module this week will encompass 4 readings, a presentation for you to view online, a quiz, an optional discussion, and then you'll want to complete your final reflection. I mentioned having 4 readings this week. Your first reading is an introductory reading from Reading Rocket's website. As I've stated, I really like Reading Rockets because it's very easy to read and contains valuable information for us. What you will be reading is on reading difficulties and reading disabilities. Keep in mind, a reading difficulty and a reading disability is not the same thing. They are not one and the same. However, you will see many individuals use these interchangeably. And you should know after you are done, they're not the same thing. And if you have questions regarding that, feel free to send me an email or we can set up a phone call as well. Your other readings for the week include an excerpt from The Essentials of Dyslexia Assessment and Intervention by Mather and Welding 2012, and this is posted online for you to read. You're just going to read Chapter 1. Then you're going to read Chapter 12 in Kilpatrick 2015. This gives us some good representations of cases of specific students that might have a reading disability specifically. Additionally, you have a journal article to read. There is a presentation this week related directly to dyslexia titled, Overcoming Dyslexia, What Does It Take? I realize this is pretty long at 54 minutes, but it has very valuable information, so you want to make sure you watch all of it. If you're someone who doesn't like to sit and watch for an entire hour, feel free to chunk it up. Maybe watch in 15-minute increments or take a break and come back and then watch the rest as well. You have Quiz 15. This is your last quiz for the week. There are 3 true-false questions and 7 multiple-choice questions that relate to all of the readings. So make sure you don't take your quiz until after you've done all of the readings. There is no graded discussion this week. However, there is an optional discussion, as I alluded to earlier. I made this in case anyone had any additional questions they felt like they weren't getting answered this week. Now, my PhD was in specific learning disabilities, and as I've mentioned in my introduction, I had specific learning disabilities in reading and writing when I was in elementary school. So you might have some burning questions you might like to ask me during this module. So that was why I set up that extra discussion for you this week, but it is not a requirement. It's only there in case you want to. Additionally, you can also post links to resources for your classmates. If you have a question for me, make sure you specifically address it to me, please. I also want to remind you that your final reflection is due this Sunday, and everything you need for that assignment can be located in the assignment module under the final reflection. Also, if you have questions regarding the final reflection, it's important you ask first instead of turning in your reflection and then asking later or not asking at all. Well, as I said, we are nearing the end of the course. You just need to complete Module 15 and all the activities that are related to it. And then after that, the final exam will be releasing, and that'll be your last assignment and activity for this course. If you have any questions, as always, feel free to give me a call, email me, or we can set up an online chat as well. Thank you.